Well, judging by the sign, you could probably tell we're not in Iowa anymore. Ty and I left last night about 8 p.m. after an action-packed weekend. Cold front went through Iowa, and now we find ourselves 14 hours later and a lot of miles south in the state of Georgia. Tyler Jordan was kind enough to give me the invite to come down and hunt the South for the first time, and I could not be more thankful. It's gonna be a good time catching up with some of the guys down here at Realtree, and it looks like the weather's perfect, so I have no idea what to expect. I understand we are in a one-of-a-kind place, and I know that regardless of what happens, we're gonna enjoy this. The scenery here is absolutely beautiful. Leaves are starting to fall. Once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity here. So we shall see what we get into. Hopefully we'll be in a tree stand tonight. All right, well, here it is, October 16th. We've already mentioned that we are down here in the state of Georgia, and one important thing that I gotta get done is get my orange on, because it's actually the youth seasons. Daniel's here, Tyler just left, and from my understanding, there's been some great youth success so far these past few days. And the situation we're walking into is about as good as it could possibly get. You know, these guys have been working hard on these farms year round, and we just accepted the invite. That's about all there is to it. So I'm gonna do my best to try to get our first Georgia deer ever on the ground, first out-of-state buck on the ground, and very excited to see what the night holds. We'll talk about the spot when we get in there, but weather's right. We drove 14 hours overnight to get here. Couldn't be any more excited. It feels so dang good down here. Is this really nice for this time of year?
This just happened.
Yeah.
It's been warm until now, and this little cold front come in, and the deer, last 2 days, the deer have really been moving a lot better than what they had. Plus, we got a bunch of rain. That road's gonna go up, and it's gonna loop the top of that ridge.
Yes, sir.
And when you get up there, you'll see another bush hog trail to the left. You can follow it, and it'll loop right around the back of the stand. You'll see the stand right there on you. If you go on the bush hog trail, it'll be on your right. If you walk all the way up, it'll be on your left.
Okay, sounds
you
good.
Can't miss it.
10-4. Well, I appreciate it very much,
yes,
sir.
Sir.
It's good to meet you, man. If I don't see you tonight. All right, well, we just got dropped off by Mr. JJ and gave us a little bit of a backstory. So he has been managing this piece of property for the last 3 years. Once they brought him on board, getting plots planted, burns. And from my understanding, what we're going to sit on right now is a third-year burn field. And it's not too far from where Tyler shot his giant buck a few years ago. So we're gonna sneak up his logging road, and then there's a brush hog, mowed trail, keep your scent down, sneak in the back of the blind, and then we should have the penthouse view, so. All right, well, Ty and I are all settled in here, 5 p.m. the afternoon of October 16th. This is day one in Georgia, and you just saw we had perfect access going up that logging road, a little bit of a nice trail right into the backside of this blind with the southeast wind in our face. First and foremost, huge thank you to Tyler for the invite tonight, for the opportunity to sit here, see a whole different scenery. I've only ever hunted Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois. In the Midwest does not compare to down here in Georgia. Where we're at, if you look here on Onyx, we're on the very top part of this ridge. You know, if you break those topo lines down, and that's going to help our wind stay steady, especially for this afternoon hunt with our thermals. But this is a third-year burn. You can tell that with all this thick undergrowth and vegetation. This coming spring, JJ plans on burning it again, and that's going to provide a lot of cover, a lot of native browse. And right in front of us, how we're hoping to try to get this bow range shot, you know, they've got the brush hogged trails on either side. We've got it in front of us, on both sides, to the right and left. In addition to the edge creation with that mowed trail, you know, in the cross sections of it, there's corn in 25 yards to try and get that bow shot. And, you know, coming from the Midwest, it's kind of a foreign concept. And as you sit here and you ask the questions, and you talk about how much time it takes, I mean, arguably, you know, these guys are spending more money, more time in putting food where, frankly, you have to. If all your neighbors are doing it, you got to do it to see any deer. and it's 100% legal. Hopefully we can cash in on that. There's 2 bucks that have been showing up here somewhat consistently. First is just a big fat bodied short tined 8-pointer, awesome buck. And then in conjunction with that, there's also a really nice right-sided buck with a non-typical left. I don't care what we shoot, like I told Ty and like I've told everybody, just the opportunity to see new ground. You know, I grew up watching Tyler and his dad hunt down here, David Bland, Michael Waddell, and to just have a bow tag, have a bow in my hand, and getting to take this scenery in night one, it's already success in my book. So if you don't ever get the opportunity to go out of state, it's definitely worth the trip. And I know Mike's out tonight, a lot of guys. The cool weather's still back there in Iowa, so good luck to everybody on the team. Hopefully we can send a good report day one down here in Georgia. There he goes. 6:30 here, and about 15 minutes ago, we just saw our first deer of the afternoon. Ty made a great spot down on this bottom, saw a doe working up. She had 2 fawns with her, and then they were working off up that ridge, and then all of a sudden chaos ensued. They come running back towards us, and could tell there's a little buck behind them, right in the same trail, and it ended up being that piebald deer that JJ told us about in here. So cool to see that buck, beautiful animal. And they ended up making a big circle around us. We didn't get any footage of it, but the does went from this side of the blind all the way downwind, back around, and it looks like they worked back this way. So still nothing in bow range quite yet. 6:30, right around that time frame that the cameras have been showing these deer make their way in this general vicinity. So fingers crossed, this pressure, cold weather has them up on their feet. We're certainly going to find out. Buck here in front of us. Stuck in on us from this trail to our left. And he keeps looking around, so we're on pins and needles right here. That's the shooter. Yep, that's the one we just saw. See him? Yeah, I see him. Yup. Look at the difference in body size, dude. big, buddy. It's very hard to tell, but you'll be able to see it. Just roll, glance it. I mean, that is him. Man, that other deer is standing in front of it. There you go. Yep, that's the bull. Well, that wraps up night one here in Georgia, and it was an amazing set. I mean, we started with that small chase with the piebald buck chasing the doe and the 2 fawns. Then we had the spike buck come out, and then last light, you know, I spotted what we thought was our mature shooter back in the cover on that ridge working our way. We lost him. Sure enough, we got to the point where we couldn't even film in regular camera light, and he stepped out 20 yards. So there's another nice little buck right there, and you know, day one, couldn't ask for any more. A shooter encounter. And it sounds like we got a plan in the morning. We're going to be in the tree stand for the first time this season. So exciting times down here in Georgia. And if you guys haven't had the chance, check out the main show this week. Loch Ness Story is now live. Appreciate you guys taking time to support Owen. You know, I've said it time and time again. I could not be any happier for him. I mean, it's the biggest year of his life. And Owen is such a big influence and a big part of our team. So tell them congrats, wish them all the best luck the rest of the season, and right back at you guys. Good luck to you if you'll hit the woods soon, and we'll see you next time in the stand.